Hey everybody, Scott here from the Jostens service station. Come on, let's fill her up for the month of November. Coming up in a moment, some great thoughts and ideas on good page design from a Jostens expert and yearbook legend. As you're working on your pages right now, take some of these ideas into account. We'll have that coming up, but first, let's start with some news. Here's a reminder again, the Jostens photo contest now open for business. Check out which of the 10 different categories might be best for your images. That was our October trivia answer there, 10. Now check on at jostens.com/photo contest. Be sure to read the rules, also the permission disclaimer there, and then check out which of the 10 categories might be best for your images. We at Jostens are very fortunate to have our CAMs, Creative Account Managers. Their job is to help everyone make a better book and have a better yearbook experience. So meet my friend, Lizabeth Walsh. Liz is a former award-winning yearbook advisor and now a Jostens CAM. Recently, she shared some great ideas on this very unique year of 2020. Yes, maybe you have a vision theme going on right now, but even if you don't, here's some fun ideas. First off, maybe make a collage somewhere in your book of people at school who wear glasses. A very distinguished look, right? Yes. Also an idea, ask students for 20 random things about themselves, and then maybe share some of those sprinkled in sidebars or modules throughout your book. There's an old saying that hindsight is 20/20. So perhaps ask students for about previous misconceptions they had about something and then how they learned the truth later. Another idea is called One Thing I'd Like to Share. In this case, you would ask students to share one idea or concept that they'd like other folks to think about. Could be anything. Then maybe later you share that on a spread in your book or maybe through your social media or other outlets out there. Who knows? This could be the start of some great conversations and brainstorming around school, and it all started with your yearbook. In my 20 years of yearbooking, I've noticed many people really struggle with good page design. Usually they just randomly plop down elements on a page without any real plan. Well, good page design always has a plan. And recently we talked with a real expert who's been helping many schools for decades to get some ideas and insights on how you can do it too.
Hello, I'm John Cutsinger, and I'm from Orlando, Florida. But I do believe that yearbooks have made a dramatic change. The first change that I see is the fact that we're serving a much greater need than we used to. We used to do what I call universal coverage, which means that we actually just covered activities and events, homecoming, prom, the football game on Friday night, the Spanish club meeting at the taco bar, whatever. We just did universal coverage. We really weren't into intimate storytelling. And so I see that as being the major change content-wise of the book, is that we're doing intimate storytelling where we're talking about homecoming and prom and the football game, but we're doing it through the eyes of those who are actually experiencing it. We're letting them tell their unique, one-of-a-kind stories. Quotes should be so intimate that only one person could say it. Then we know we've got that unique story. So that's my mission now. My mission now is to make sure that our quotes in our yearbooks are meaningful, bountiful, and personal. So that's one of the major changes. Of course, design has changed to accommodate greater storytelling. The move from traditional 5 to 7 photographs on a spread, which did do that universal coverage, has now become spreads that have anywhere between 15 and 25 photographs that allow for a great deal more of individual storytelling. So we've gone from universal to what I consider to be very personal storytelling. And design has to keep up with that. So we're seeing a continuation and an expansion of traditional design to modular design to freeform design. I'm really in the freeform camp right now of letting content drive our design. The old adage that if you don't know what you're designing, how the heck are you going to design it? And there are 5 basic principles that I really love to use. Hierarchy and contrast is very important, making sure we have big, medium, and small, and that's true in both photos as well as type. I mean, we're going to have headlines that are really big, we're going to have copy, which is about 10 point, we're going to have captions that are 8 point. So there's our big, medium, small. And then we'll have large module, medium-sized module, and little modules. And then we'll have big photos, medium-sized photos, and small photos. Now, we do that for contrast because contrast creates visual energy. It keeps our spread really, really, really active. So after we do that, we want some elements that are consistent. And that would be our copy and our captions. We want to be really consistent with the spacing that we put between each one of the photos in a grouping. When we have a collection of photographs, we want them less far apart than say the space that we put between modules, because we want to separate those. The little spacing unifies those photographs in the collection. We want to make sure that we have a balance. Balance means that we've got I kind of have my own little formula. I like about 75 to 80% photographs and then 20 to 25% writing, because we know that we're a very visual society. We know the reason that kids buy the book is to see themselves in it. However, we also know that a great photograph inspires a story that can't be answered just by the photograph, so we need captions for every photograph in the book, almost without exception. There are a few breaking the rules places. And so we want to be consistent in the way we treat color, and we want balance in that color. We want some color on the left-hand page and some color on the right-hand page, making sure that any color we use is functional, which means it highlights an element that we know deserves attention. We want to do something really good with alignment. When we're looking at the spread, we want 1 or 2 or maybe even 3 horizontal eye lines, kind of like clotheslines, and then we're going to line everything up on those horizontal lines to give it a really good planned look. And we can also do that vertically. We can create vertical eye lines so that we can align elements. And what that does is just really give it a great planned look. And then lastly is proximity. And that's the amount of space that we leave between modules and between primary and secondary headline, and between photos and between photos and captions. And that lends itself to telling our reader what goes together and what doesn't.
Wow. A huge thank you to John for sharing great ideas about page design. John has got to be the Energizer Bunny of yearbooking. Now, we did the best we could to edit that down to the best ideas, but John shared a ton of ideas on great page making that you need to hear. How do you do that? Check out our podcast at the address shown on the screen. And while you're there, be sure to follow our Yearbooking Report podcast so you never miss an episode. Finally, with the holidays coming up, your yearbook is the best gift parents and others can give a student. Why? Because it lasts a lifetime. Talk about a value. That smartphone in your pocket, 3 years and it's done. Your car, your clothes, anything? Forget about it. Your yearbook is the best gift because it lasts a lifetime. So perhaps run an in-school Christmas promotion for parents and others to buy your book as a Christmas gift. Offer to make some kind of a certificate that a parent can give their student on the big day. For Jostens schools, go to your YBA digital classroom, enter certificate in the search bar there, and then look for the holiday certificate link, or create your own for that extra special touch. All right, check the calendar. Notice that we have just 3 school weeks between a very late Thanksgiving and Christmas break. So let's make it part of the plan to work those 3 weeks really hard. Do as much as you can possibly do and have a lot of fun doing it. Throw a Christmas party in there somewhere. Then when Christmas break comes, you know you can go off and relax for the holidays knowing you've done your best work. And of course, if you need some help, always contact your Jostens representative. Thanks for watching.